Hello, it's only me, right? Look at this. Look, we have a new logo. I've made a new logo for the Broadcast Ninja. I did enjoy my last one. I made it a bit quick. It's not my best bit of illustrative work. Little monochrome ninja with signals coming off the side of his head. Although it served a purpose, it was done extremely quick. Here's the one I think I'm going to stick with for a while. This is the Broadcast Ninja. I've made it look like it's from a cartoon. Okay, I don't want to take it too serious. It's not a brand. I'm not looking to sell the Broadcast Ninja to the world. It's just there, and I've been working in Photoshop with it, and I just thought I'd throw a little tidbit, a bit of advice as far as Photoshop's concerned. So first of all, let's get ourselves into Photoshop. And hello, it's me. Good to see you. And this is in Photoshop. And if you see, I've got the same logo and I've got it side by side. And I'll tell you why. I want this one on the right, this one here. I want that to look like it's from an 80s video game. Do you remember things like Tekken? What's them ones where they Street Fighter? Do you know them sort of early 80s Sega? Was it Sega? However you say it, game consoles. And you used to do your special power, and maybe you turned on your head and span around a few times or whatever. But so I want it to look like an 80s, 90s computer game cartoon. Okay, so it's for something that I've got that I'm going to be doing, but I want it to have that feel to it. Okay, so what I've done is I've doubled. I have the proper logo, and rather than mess around with the proper logo, I then duplicate the proper logo. So I have two of, and I'll work on the one on the right, and the one on the left will stay as it is, and then I'll be able to compare the two. Okay. The reason why I duplicate it is if I work straight off the master, or as it's called, the hero, then what will happen is if I do anything wrong or make some silly keystroke mistakes, I could lose the hero, and I'll have nothing to use as a base from that point. So I always duplicate, work on the duplicating, and then that way I've always got the proper artwork there if I need it, whenever I need it. Right, so I'm digressing. I'm trying not to digress. I want this to be a very short video. So uh, I've doubled it up and I've got to work on this one. Now I've made that 80s, 90s look on many objects over the past few years. Okay, if ever I do any sort of flyer that's jingle related or 80s related or anything to do with that sort of age group, then I run that filter on the end just to give it that feel. Now I don't have to keep repeating the same job, because I tell you why. If we look here on the actions panel, and to get this you'd have to go into Windows, and then you'll see actions, and you'd click that and it would appear on your Photoshop up here. Or failing that, if you hold Alt and press F9, then it will bring it up again. Right, well, this is your actions folder, okay? And this is where you save your actions. And you might say, what's an action? Well, an action is anything you do. It's anything you do on the computer. If we look here, I've got this here. Okay, if I'm going to start working on this, okay, I would come over here. I would say create new action, and when I click on that, it will ask me for the name of the action. So I'd call it whatever I want to call it, and then when I click record, from that point I'm recording. So as I change the brightness, change the contrast, add a layer on top, fade top in, out of the bottom, put a stroke on it, bevel it, emboss it, whatever I do, when I finish doing what I do, I click the stop button here, and whatever I've called that action will be saved in this list in a folder. So next time you come to have to do that action, you would just select the action, select what you want the action to work on, and click play, and it will do it. And I'll give you an example, because I will convert this layer here into my 80s style look that I want it to have for my project a little bit later down the line. So I select the layer, this layer here, I've got it selected. I go to my amazing photo painting part. It's just what I call things. Actions, and then up here on the play button, I click play, and it goes like this. Clop. I click play, and you'll notice now things are changing. The screen's changing. It's adding layers. It's putting paint on it, making it vibrant, changing parts of it, and then it'll finish itself, and you'll have it in front of you. Notice I've not done anything with my fingers, and now over here I have the you'll find a layer underneath that. That's the original layer that it come from. But if you look, if I put them side by side, you can see the color difference in these two. This looks like it comes from an old 80s video, an old 80s game. It's got that faded look to it where you got no sharp lines. It was before we had HD TV, where you just had the old tubes, the old tube televisions. You can get a clear straight line like we get today in HD. If you look on the left, the logo is HD. If you look on the right, it's faded in places. The color sort of overlaps in areas. It just gives that 80s look. And I didn't have to do nothing. I didn't have to do anything really, because I've got the action saved. I saved the action. Practice doing it. Go into your Photoshop, open actions, and just play around with it, and you'll see. Once you've learned how to make an action, you can go online and download actions. You can download like this here, where I've made the guy look like he's in an 80s cartoon. I can send you that action now, and you could run it on your computer, and it will turn out the same actions. If you've not used them before, they could save your time. And if you are doing some work on Photoshop, then it's always good practice to save it, because you never know when you're going to need it again. If I just take all that, come down to the end of it here. Oops, I'm not sure what I just pressed, but I should have pressed that. And just say complete and delete. Goodbye. That will now go back to its normal self, like that. And that will be that. So yeah, actions. It's worth playing around with and learning. It's a good skill, and you could pass your work on to other people. Your style of doing things onto other people. You could actually sell it. Some people do. Anyhow, that's that. Also, while we're on the subject of Ninja, while we're on the subject of Ninja, I want to talk to you about the Broadcast Ninja. People say to me, Marty, why are you called the Broadcast Ninja? Has it anything to do with being a ninja? Do you have dark arts skills? Do you know the skills of the dark arts? I think that's what I was trying to say. Well, I categorically want to tell you, and I promise you this. I know a lot of people say they've got this and that, and a lot of people lie about it, but I'm going to tell you the gospel truth. I do not have one iota of any martial arts skill in me whatsoever. Do I sit here and watch martial art films? No, not at all. Not my cup of tea. Never has been. I was a doorman for 30 years. I don't need to learn kung fu in order to do my thing. When it hits the fan, I'm quite happy with how I handle it without having to leap in the sky and do all that stuff. No disrespect to anybody who learns martial arts. It's I'm just too lazy to do it. That's the reason. Now, people say to me, why Broadcast Ninja? If you've got no interest in martial arts or anything, why Broadcast Ninja? Well, it's all to do with our cats, really. The reason why it's to do with our cats is we had a cat called Cookie. Cookie was the daughter of our other cats, Bubbles. It's a family line. We like to look after it. It started with Bubbles and it's worked down. It's now got a few generations in it, and they're spread out as well around Kent. Cookie's bloodline continues to this very day. So sorry, Bubbles' bloodline continues to this day. Um, and Cookie was born. She got herself pregnant, little cow. She's no longer with us, but when she was pregnant, the babies would kick about inside her while she was sat on us, and she was a very loving cat. And we used to call them ninjas. They were the ninjas. Oh, the ninjas are awake. You'd feed them. She'd be lying on the bed at night. We'll be trying to sleep, and you can feel these little rough and tumble kittens inside. She had a belly full of teeth and claws, and they used to run around inside her, and we called them the ninjas. Well, unfortunately, when it come to being born was not for them. They as much as Cookie tried, as much as we tried, unfortunately, it just wasn't to be. And the ninjas, well, I could say were no more, but they were no more in this world. They were now in the other world, the kitten afterlife, taking care of themselves over there. So that's what they were doing there. So we buried them in the garden, and that little area where they were buried was known as the ninjas part of the garden. That's where the ninjas were. Don't go down there. The ninjas are there. And we always knew that part of the garden was safe because the ninjas were there to protect the garden. Anyway, I went on and bought Norman the Ninja. Norman the Ninja. And this here, I may press a button, I might be able to show you over here. This here, oh, hello. This here is Norman the Ninja. Here he is. Look, say hello. Say hello to, oh dear. Say hello to Norman. As you can see, Norman, he's been out in the weather. He's been out there now about three or 4 years, bless him. And you can see he's a bit worse for wear. Rain's been battering away on his little ninja cap. And his sword broke, and I had to fix that. Actually, no, his arm broke. His arm broke. And I had to glue his arm back on. And his hand fell off. That had to be glued back on. And I think this leg had to be glued back on as well. I should have just bought a new one. And here he is here. If you look on his back of his head, he's got a little solar panel on the back of his head. And at night, where he sits on the ninjas, his eyes light up like that villain out of Thunderbirds. Trying to think of his name. I think, was it Hood? Was his name the Hood? Him. His eyes light up like him. And he sits there. Well, the garden's being done at this moment in time. And the whole grass, I do believe, will be turning into AstroTurf. Sorry, kittens. Sorry, ninjas, but that's how it's going, unfortunately. So Norman the Ninja here. What's that, Norman? I think they shake him when he talks, don't they? What's that, Norman? Oh, right. Norman says I shouldn't have given his name away. So can we take that out of the video? No? Okay. Sorry. The Ninja. He'll be living in the new studio. He's going to get tidied up. He's going to have a new bit of paint on him, and I'm going to get him a little pair of headphones so he can sit up on the side on the shelf. And at night, when the studio's closed, his eyes will light up, and he'll watch to make sure the studio is fine. And with my laser engraver behind me, that blue thing there, with that metal tube connected to it, which goes all the way up into the wall there. Well, with that in it as well, then that I will burn a little plaque to go just at the back of the garden where they are, just to remember them that they are there. We won't forget them, and that whole side of the garden will have some sort of ninja feel to it. Maybe I might get one of those little wood chimes that just blow away in the wood. Something like that. Anyway, so I'm digressing again. I want it to be a short video. That is why it's Broadcast Ninja. It's nothing to do with Kung Fu. It's nothing to do with being a ninja. It's all about the kittens, the little ninjas. Who would have thought? Right, that's it from me. Thank you very much for spending your time here. I'm back again very soon. Please do me a favor. If you're still listening, click that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And of course, if you're feeling very generous, you can share the video as well. Although maybe wait till there's a video with maybe a bit more content to it. This is just me rambling on, killing time. Thank you very much. I'm the Broadcast Ninja. I'm in a secret location. No one knows where I am. And I hope you can leave a comment below. Anything. What's your favourite colour? There you go. There's one. Just comment. Let me know. And of course, I will answer in the next video. Right, catch you soon. Bye for now. Ta-ra!